Hello everybody, how's it going? Welcome. We're here, we're finally back streaming again. I gotta make sure everything works though, so that, you know, I don't go halfway through the stream and people are like, hey, were we supposed to hear your voice this whole time? Also, I don't know why it's lagging so much. Yeah, okay. See, just like that, you see what I mean? We want to make sure we don't have these lovely little frame drop issues. Oh man. Alright, yeah, let me know if you can hear my voice and music, because that's what you should be hearing. Also, thank you, Steampunk Sammy, for the kind words. I tried saying thanks in chat, and it just straight up didn't let me. Hi, Jax.dev. Hi, Shakeable Quill, how's it going? Hi, Blue Eyes, how's it going? Hi, oh boy, that's a rough one. QO Plays? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, probably not, I'm probably butchering it. Also, you guys can't see chat, why can't you see chat? Why is my chat off? Alright, whatever. There we go. Alright. Why? Okay, do I have, like, VSync off or something? Like, what is going on? I don't. Why is my computer running at like max capacity right now? I do not understand. Oh, because I'm an idiot. Hold on a second. This might make everything slightly slower, but we got to do it, okay? I have been working on a thread pool. What is this? Why does this stuff keep showing up? Just never again. Get out of here. Turn off. Turn off. I don't care. I don't even use this for Java. I don't even have Java installed here. Oh, hi Evan, how's it going? Hi Vivian. Hi Steampunk Sammy. Hi Leith. Oh, but I'm not even gonna try and do that. I'm sorry. Locking for a test. Dude, I also have a test tomorrow. Alright, so what I was working on recently, I was working on this thread pool, right? But it's a little bit scuffed. So I'm gonna have to do some more to this. And right now it's using up my entire CPU. So maybe I should turn it off for this stream. Oh, hey, it's John Doe. How's it going? Hi, 90X. Hi, Xpathon. Alright, scuffed like scuffed Minecraft. Yes, I should. Okay, I'm gonna turn off. Wait, that's actually gonna be a lot of work. Wait, so am I actually just straight up not doing anything here? That is actually absurd. Hold on a second. This thread, sleep for chrono milliseconds, and we're gonna just, this is just for now. I'm gonna do this. Ray trace or flood fill, this is gonna be flood fill. So this lighting will serve as both gameplay and graphics. Okay, there we go. Now it's not like completely destroying my PC. So that's an improvement. It will also be a little bit slower now, but that's alright. So yeah, I was working on, so yeah, it's gonna be flood fill. I was working on a what's that called? Thread pool. Wait, did this stop playing? It did stop. Why did it stop playing? We just listened to that. Okay. So now you don't get a lag spike whenever you break a block, which is pretty cool. Because it uses a thread pool, and that's where all of these things go. But it's not great yet. It's not done. So, but yeah, it's there. So moving on. So I've laid out like 3 main steps for this. Okay, the first thing we need to do is add a lighting to our chunk data. Then we need to pass that light value to the GPU. And then make a shader. But wait, hold on. I have this. This is so weird. Wait, step 3, step 4. Sorry, 4 steps. So I've marked out 4 steps that I numbered wrong. I had 2 step 2s on here. So 1 is to add lighting data to chunk data. 2 is to pass that light value to the GPU from chunk renderer. 3 is to actually render the light value in a shader, and then 4 is to do the actual lighting calculations themselves. So that is what we'll do. What's voxel lighting? It's basically like how in Minecraft when you place a torch. Oh, I should say, yeah, when you place a torch, it has that weird like diamond lighting. No, but it's like what will allow us to say, hey, there's a light level on this block instead of just being like a light like in a traditional game. So it's actually based on the voxels themselves, so each cube has a different light value. It probably would look smoother with Euclidean, or sorry, yeah, with a Euclidean distance. However, I don't think I'm gonna do it that way because we would need floating point values for that. But low-key, that might actually even be quicker because wait, never mind, it wouldn't be quicker. I've developed, I started with Scratch when I was 11. And then I switched to like Unity C# when I was like 14. Okay, let's zoom this in a little bit so you guys can see this better. And then we can start coding. Let's go. I do actually plan on doing color lighting. That would be pretty cool. That is something that I'm planning on doing. Probably in the video, but not today. Today we're going to be mostly focusing on intra chunk lighting. So it's going to be pretty simple. We're just going to do some simple flood fill with shaders and everything. So that's what we're doing today. So let's start with, and this is really weird to develop for because these are all separate modules. Oh yeah, another thing that I did since the last stream and the last video that I did was I actually made a Voxel Worlds module for the engine. So now you can just add this to your own engine or to your own game and make it without having to copy and paste all the code from Scuffed Minecraft, which is pretty cool. Scratch is such a great entry. It really is, yeah. How long is this going to take? I'm hoping it'll be within 2 hours. It might take less than... It really depends on how many bugs. Because, like, flood fill is pretty simple, and all of this is pretty simple, but it really depends on how many... or how much of an idiot I am. I tend to be, like, significantly worse at programming while I'm streaming, so... Alright, so we're going to start out with... Right now, we're just going to make this an int. It'll be different later, don't worry. This is just to test things out. We're going to do light levels. And it's just, you know, going to be for every single voxel. And then... Why does the music keep stopping? This is so weird. Whatever. Okay. So these light levels are going to... We also don't need... I don't even know why I have a destructor in here. And then we're going to do a void for recalculate light. This function is going to simply take in the light levels. Or sorry, it's going to well, yeah, it's going to set the light levels here. So for this, right now we're just gonna do some test code. We're not doing a flood fill right now. So we're just going to do for int. Wait. I guess it doesn't really matter. X less than chunk size. X plus plus. This is all temporary for right now. Y, and then in here will be Z, and then we're just gonna say light levels, and this is where we have index XYZ is equal to, so this is gonna be Minecraft levels go between 0 and 16. I want it to be more customizable than that, but we'll start with that for right now. I did not write. I just copied and pasted the first loop. How was Unity? Was fun. I liked Unity. I've never really used Godot, but I liked Unity. But it was also like I'm biased towards it because it's the only game engine I've ever used. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I've used Godot for a little bit, but not much. I used it for like 10 minutes. I've done more with Unreal, and I hated every second of it. So we're just going to say X plus Y plus Z for right now, and we'll figure it out later. I don't know. All right. It's perfect. Okay, so that's our light levels. After we have this, And theoretically, this should be different, like a lot different, but you know, we go with it for right now. Let's see here. So that's our light level. So then inside of chunk renderer, let me grab my notes real quick, actually. So inside of here, when we generate the mesh, why is it like this? This is so weird. It like changed all of my formatting when I copied and pasted it into the new engine project. All right, so inside of here, we're gonna simply say recalculate lighting. And this is all temporary code, by the way. Just about. We're making things functional today. We're gonna get the chunk data, and we're gonna say calculate. Wait, did I really call it recalculate? I meant to just call it calculate. Doesn't matter that much, but calculate lighting. That's what we'll call it. All right, and then after so that's step 1 done. We've recalculated the lighting, or we've calculated the lighting. Well, except that it's okay. There it goes. Wonder what it would look like if you did flood fill but with ray traced. Yeah, I don't know. It might be interesting. I do want to do ray tracing at some point. I don't prefer VS Code over Visual Studio for C++. Visual Studio is a lot better, but it has like horrible CMake integration, and it just like doesn't work with any mildly complex CMake project, so I can't use Visual Studio for this. Like, I just have not been able to get it to work. But setting new collision, oh man. We're turning this into AMA, that's true. That's part of the reason why streams take longer. Also, I really need to change this. Hold on. Let me go to, what is this thing called again? It's called Streamlabs, right? Let me go into Streamlabs real quick. So sorry, this will take a couple of seconds. Hopefully. If it loads. Painful to watch VS Code. Yeah, VS Code is really like, it's just not, it's not an IDE. It's not built for this kind of thing. But it's like Visual Studio just straight up doesn't work with CMake. Alright, let me change the chat box a little bit because it's a little bit silly. Hide messages after like 2 minutes instead of 30 seconds. Because this is ridiculous. Like, the chats go away before I even... Have you tried VR? I have. I've done a little bit of development for VR on Unity, but not much. Alright, so we've recalculated the lighting. We're calculating lighting inside of our generate mesh function, so now we can work on passing this lighting value to the GPU, and then we can work on shaders. So for right now, to make things easy, I'm just gonna pass it in as a float because otherwise it gets weird, and I just don't feel like dealing with it. Light level. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. I really need to make this better. Like, this is actually awful right now, but that's okay. Well, we're gonna work on it. Okay, so now inside of literally every single one of these, we have to pass in the light level. And in order for us to do this, we're also gonna need to get the actual lighting. Get lighting, or get light level. And that's about it. Okay, so we need to get light levels function, and it's just gonna, yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we got our get light function. We can just go in here and get the light level of the block. So we can say auto light level is equal to, what did I just do? My entire screen changed. Did I zoom out again? I don't even know what I did. Okay, Wait, what is this? Chunk data dot get. Nope. Oh, sorry. Whoops. Get light level. X, Y, and Z. Alright, so then in here, for literally every single one of these, we can just put light level. Wow. Perfect. Now we just have to do this over and over again, 6 times in a row. And then we're good. Alright, so now we're passing the light level. Except not really, because this is giving me a lot of errors. For some reason. Oh, shoot. I made this a block ID. Wait, no I didn't. Why is it... Oh, I made this a block ID. Whoops. This should be an integer. Is block lighting just vertex colors? Yeah, pretty much. And I'm also going to be doing... whatever that's called. The, ambient occlusion. But not today. Alright, so now all of this is... these are all floats, so we're going to need to change that too. I'll just make this an int. And we'll figure it out. There we go. Alright, so now that we're passing it to the back end, or to the GPU, I mean. I'm so used to web development. I hate web development with a burning passion, but I'm used to web development now, so I'm going to keep saying back end instead of GPU for some reason. A light level. Alright, so then we just out float light multiplier. Perfect. And then we can do light multiplier. Now, for this is going to be a little interesting. Oh yeah, vertex. Well, yeah, I'm gonna pass like ambient occlusion as a separate value instead of the vertex, and then color lighting. I don't really know what I'm gonna do yet. We'll have to figure that out. So we're gonna just do light level times. Wait, hold on. We're gonna do float light level multiplier is equal to 16, or sorry, to 1 divided by 16. And then we're gonna say this times level light multiplier. Alright, perfect. So now that we're passing it into the fragment shader, we can just calculate this result. For this, I'm actually gonna get rid of the directional lighting entirely. At least for right now. Actually, yeah, we don't need it. It's not even diffuse lighting. I don't know why I called it diffuse lighting. React and TypeScript, dude, I hate it so much. I hate web development. Having the lighting per vertex rather than per voxel. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, that's true. Greedy meshing would kind of break that. I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't think Minecraft... yeah, people keep talking about greedy meshing, but greedy meshing doesn't work super well with things like this. Because not only do we have all these different textures, but yeah, we're going to have lighting data. And we're going to have, like, ambient occlusion data. Yeah, I don't know if we even can use greedy meshing. I didn't even think about that. Alright, so we don't need this. Ambient strength, we're going to set to 0 for now. We don't need ambient strength. And then we can say light levels, and we can say vec3. We don't even really need it to be vec3. We could just make it a float. Well, whatever. Okay. Vec3 lighting is equal to times, we need to take in float, what do we call this? Light multiplier. we can do that times light multiplier. And then in here we can say result is equal to ambient time or plus lighting. Now we want to have minimum between this and 1.0. Actually, you know what? We won't do that for now because it might be funny, and funny is cool. Calculating vertex information on the shader might be the move, actually. Okay. I don't know if any of this is gonna work, but we're gonna try it. Let's see. It would be a shame if it crashed. That would really suck. Okay, so not quite. Everything is black at the moment. Alright, so what we're gonna do is, so we have lighting, dark world, yes. Ambient lighting, so that must mean, okay, so the light multiplier is kind of silly, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of dumb. Because, like, theoretically this should be working, but it's not. Alright, so we have, first of all, are we even doing this right? 0, 1, 2. Oh, wait, hold on a second. I'm not even setting the Voxel. Oh, I'm not even adding this as an attribute here. 1. Whoops. 3, 1. And 32, false, size of, and then we do light level. Alright, now that we're actually passing it over. Yes, we definitely don't want zombies spawning. Okay, and now it's pretty much entirely white except for this one block. Why is there one black block? Wait, there's another one. What is happening? Oh, there are some scattered around. I'm going to assume that these are all at 0, 0, 0. Yeah. So the problem is that they're not floats now. What if I just do this? Does that work? Yes. It's beautiful. This is what I remember Minecraft looking like. This is exactly what I wanted to see. Okay. This is exactly what my Minecraft looks like. Yeah, I think this is correct lighting right here. So. Oh boy. Well, anyway, so you can see that the lighting is working. Sort of. We do need to cap it at 1, because this isn't going to work super well. It is a lighting system, that is true. It looks like real life. This is incredibly realistic right here. Alright, so now that we have that, we can... I don't know, is that actually... I guess that's it. Okay, so let's just... let's cap this at 1. So that it never makes it just completely white. So now it kind of caps out at a certain point. Actually, no, it doesn't. Oh, wait. What? Wait, do I have to do Vec 3.1 here? I don't even know. I don't know how this works. No. Actually, I know why, because I did max instead of min. This should be min, not max. Yeah. Yep. All right, there we go. So now it caps out at 1, so it's not going to go above that. So now you just get these weird dark corners. Perfect. Okay, now a flashlight tool that increases the block light level and a ooh. Yeah, so a flashlight, I think I would probably just do like a sort of dynamic lighting thing instead of setting light levels, because that way it would, if it set light levels, it would have to re-render the chunk every time. It reaching full brightness too early is not a problem per se, because that's just this temporary system. So now that leads us to the 4th step, which is to actually do lighting calculations, like proper ones. So the first step though is int I is to clear the lighting. So less than chunk size times chunk size times chunk size. And we're just going to say light levels I is equal to 0. Alright, so now this is going to clear the lighting. And so when we do this, so the grid pattern was intentional. It was just like a way to test out the shader, basically. And technically, these are already going to be multi-threaded. Technically. Alright, so now we have full darkness because I don't have any lights here. Perfect. Now we have to add lighting. And actually, in order to do that, we're going to have to add something to the block definition. I don't know how I want to do this yet. But for the time being, as much as I definitely don't want it to be like this long term. But we're just going to say light emitter. And then we're going to say int light level is equal to 0, or whatever, it doesn't really matter. I don't want to do it like this, but we're going to do it like that for now. Why not have chunk volume? That probably would be a good idea. Alright, actually I wonder, where's this being set at? If I do const or chunk, yeah, chunk volume is equal to chunk size times chunk size times chunk size. Wait, oops. Good luck, thank you. You your calc final today, good luck. I heard that there is a sort of, not necessarily the farlands like old Minecraft, but some type of farlands. Somebody sent me a video earlier. I'm probably going to put it in the next video because it's kind of cool. It's kind of funny to look at. Alright, going back to chunk data. Now we get to actually calculate lighting. Oh wait, except I forgot to... Yeah, I really don't like this at all. We are gonna have to do... I'm gonna just put it here. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna put it there. Boop. Light emitter is equal to false. Light level equals 16. This is a horrible... Just everything about this is horrible. So just like in Minecraft, it's going to be 16 by default. However, all of this is going to change. None of this is staying how it is because this is not good at all. We got to make things functional before we can make them good. It's probably more just specific implementations rather than programming language differences, but yeah, I don't really know. Alright, so we have this, and then inside of the chunk registry, register, okay, so in here we can say bool light emitter is equal to false, and light level is equal to 16. And then down here, all right, cool. So temp block registry. Where do we even have that? Down here, okay. Bool light emitter and light level. And then we can put in light emitter, light level, and same with this. And then down in here where we're actually creating the blocks, we can simply say well, I don't need that. Text positions. Oh, wait, hold on a second. What? Oh, text dot light emitter, text dot light level. There we go. Alright, so that should work now. So now that we have this, we can try and say, I guess just like a vector? Yeah, we'll just do that, I guess. IVEC3 called light emitters. Now, light emitters is just gonna kind of be like a cache. It's gonna store every single light emitter, yeah, just like it says. So in here we're gonna say if this is actually gonna kind of suck now, huh? This is where we're gonna have to start introducing. Actually, no, tell you what. Well, yeah, we are gonna have to do that. For the time being, we're not gonna do that. Hold on. We're gonna make it inefficient at first. It's fine. It is what it is. That's how it goes sometimes. Include WV voxel worlds, chunk data, namespace willowvox, and then we can say boom chunk data. Perfect. And the reason we do that is because we need to get the chunk whatever that thing is called, block registry. Hi Visleo. Alright, block, okay, well, auto br is equal to block registry get instance, and then we can say yeah, we'll just do this again for right now, and we'll make it better later. Boom. Okay, so then we're gonna say br.getBlock, and we'll say, wait, actually, I guess I do kind of want to do the whole triple loop thingy. Not that it's great to do, but you know. For int x equals 0, x less than chunk size, x plus plus, and then we can copy and paste this, do y and z, and we can say if br.gap block, oh wait, actually we're just gonna say auto block is equal to br.get block get xyz. Alright, so this is just going to get the block definition, and then we can say if block dot light emitter, and that's where we can add things to a queue of light emitters. So queue what's your project called? It's called Scuff Minecraft, or unless you're talking to somebody else, I don't actually know. What does auto mean? Auto is just like, it kind of just automatically sets it based on, or like it's automatically sets the variable type to whatever like this thing's returning, for instance. All right. It just kind of determines the type at compile time. Proper actor-like system. I'm gonna do an EC or an entity component system at some point, and then I'm also gonna do like, you know, better rendering stuff, animation stuff, all of that, all with time. Okay, queue, and this is we're gonna need a struct for this. I don't know if you can make structs inside of here, but we'll see. Struct light emission. Looks like it's working. Int x, int y, int z, and then int light level. So this is not the light emitter, but the light emission. We're going to create a queue of these light emissions called emissions. And then we're going to create an emission for each one of these. However, we do okay, so we do want to first check though if the block is even, wait, oh, if the light level is, well, I guess it doesn't matter, huh? All right, we're just gonna say block, sorry, emissions dot push, I guess. And we're gonna create a new emission. Maybe we should use in place. I'm guessing that does the same thing. What? Never mind. I don't know what it does. We'll just do push. Whatever. It's fine. We'll figure it out later. And then we can say x, y, z, and then block dot light level. You've been working on a networking implementation from the engine. That's pretty cool. Are you doing it as like a separate module or inside of the main one itself? Well, it'd be, yeah. All right, emissions dot separate module. Dude, that is pretty awesome. I did networking before and it was pretty painful. I also had to build like my own. It can be included, but all right, that is perfect. Yeah, I did that in the past. So I did a networking thing in the past in C++, and it was pretty painful. I also had to make like a whole serializer and a whole network manager. It was, it's definitely a lot of work. So massive respect. Okay. Emissions. All right. So we push back all of the emissions, and then after we do all of this, and this code will all be replaced because it's all going to be cached eventually. I just don't feel like writing that right now. We got to make it for it work, and then we'll start adding optimizations. Then we can say while emissions dot empty, or sorry, well, not empty. This is where we do the actual flood fill. So this starts the flood fill, and then we can say emission is equal to front, and then we can pop it. All right, and now when we have this, we can get the next light level. Emission dot light level minus minus, and of course if the light level is 1, then we can just continue. Is less than or equal to 1, then just continue. And actually I'll just put this up here. Alright, and then we can calculate the next light level. Well, this could just be equal to 1. And then we can say we can get all of these surrounding blocks. And I'm just gonna create like a vector, I guess, of ivec3s. Well, actually, yeah. Surrounding blocks is equal to, and then we'll just set it to like x plus 1 yz, x minus 1 yz, x y plus 1z. Wait. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I gotta make this better, but that's okay. What is this? Emission.x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we do plus 1, minus 1, and then we do the same thing for the y-axis. And then the z-axis. Perfect. Alright, so now that we have that, we can say for auto be in surrounding blocks. We can do a few different things. First of all, if it is outside of the bounds of the chunk, we return it. So we can say if in bounds b.x, b.y, b.z, then we can continue. If it's in bounds, we can say if get light level at b.x, b.y, b.z is greater than or equal to surrounding block, is equal to emission, or no, I guess it would be next light level. Whoops. Then continue. And then we can say set light level b.x, b.y, b.z, and next light level. So what this is doing is it's first checking if it's even inside of the chunk, and then it's checking to see if there's any point in continuing, or if in setting the light level. So basically, if it's either greater than or equal to this next light level value, then there's no point to keep going because it's not going to change anything. And then we actually set the light level, which I never even actually did this. Set light level int value, and this is going to say light levels. Perfect. Okay. So then we set the light level. Hi Lemon Melon. Hi James is here. Hi Warehouser. How's it going, guys? Hi Snow Dragon. Sorry, I missed the chats earlier. Okay, set light level, and then after we set the light level, we can then check if it is solid, if the block is solid. Now for this, we're going to need another flag. Wait, I guess it's just... Never mind. We don't need another flag because we only have solid blocks right now. Just kidding. If... Ooh, lovely. If br.getBlock at get b.x, b.y, b.z is equal to 0, or wait, I guess we don't need this. We can just say get, because 0 is air. So if it is air, then we can add to the emissions queue. So emissions dot push, and then we do b.x, b.y, b.z, and then next light level. Okay, so I don't know if this, I think this should work. So basically what we're doing, because I know I've been mostly just coding and not really explaining a whole lot, we clear all the light levels. We then create a queue of emissions, and this is the thing that's really going to be driving the flood fill algorithm. So this is just every single like light that's calculating still. We get all of the light emitters and then add and then create light emissions out of them and add them to the queue. And then we keep looping until the emissions queue is empty. And for all of these emissions, we first get that emission, and then we calculate if it should continue. So basically, if the light level is 1 or lower, then it doesn't keep spreading because the light level would just be 0. So we can stop there, and then we get the next light level, which is just 1 less. So that's like the light that will spread to nearby blocks. And then we can say surrounding blocks is equal to emissions. So then we just get we loop through all of these surrounding blocks, and then we check if they are in the bounds of the chunk, because if they're not, then it's going to crash. This is just inter-chunk lighting for right now, so we're not calculating lighting in between chunks yet. And then we check if the light level is less than the light level that it's trying to set it to, because if it's greater than or equal to, then there's no point in doing those calculations because they wouldn't do anything. Then we actually set the light level of the block. And then if the block is air, if it's not solid, then we create another emission to keep going with the flood fill. So with that, we just need to actually add a light emitter block. Let's try it. So let's go into main. Let's define, I already added a glowstone texture to this. So I already put this in here. We don't have torches. I can't add torches yet because I don't have block shapes yet. So we're going to register glowstone using glowstone.png. Oh, and this is going to be a light emitter. And then we're actually going to set, what's here, 0 or 1, 2, 3, 4. We're actually going to set this to the selected block. Good old glowing stone. Oh, yeah. All right. It's been almost an hour, and I think this is the first actual, thing you've seen in, 30 minutes. Just kidding. It doesn't work. But that's just because I forgot to add this file to the CMake list file. Voxel worlds. Chunk data. Why do ads and live streams exist? I have no idea. Okay. Let's see. Okay. You guys couldn't see what I just saw. Let me show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 error messages. Uh Yeah, so these all just showed up. They showed up one by one, which looked really funny, and I wish I could have captured it on stream, but I did not. Well, in any case, it got an invalid block ID error somehow. Invalid block ID 0. What? Okay, that's fine. I don't know why that becomes an invalid block ID. I feel like that's a really bad system. I don't know what I was thinking when I did that. Wait, so... Really? Alright, if block... That's so silly. Why would I do that? Well, whatever. We can optimize this anyway. I mean, I should fix that error. I guess maybe I'll do that first so we can actually test to make sure it's fixed. That should not happen. Just want to make that clear. So it gets an error whenever you try to get air, which is not good at all. First of all, maybe inside a get block we should just check if ID is equal to 0, then we just return. Oh, never mind. That's not gonna work. We're just gonna have to add error to this. So I'm going to assume we have a number ID that starts at 1. So we're just gonna need to add error first. Generate block definitions. We're just gonna start out with m blocks 0 is equal to error 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. How many variables is this? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Okay. False 0. Perfect. Make glowing air. Okay. There are so many errors because of error being an idiot. Or me being an idiot. And not adding error to the block list. How long have you been learning C++ for? A couple of years. Okay, so. Alright. So I placed the glowstone down, and I don't even know how to explain what's going on right here. So this looks like it's probably an issue with my texture atlas generator or something related to that. Cuz this just isn't right in the slightest. Yeah. What? Yeah, yeah, this is Minecraft, guys. What did I do? Oh no. I think I figured it out. Atlas height. I think I messed that calculation up. Is that the new GTA 6 lighting? Yes. Did air throw out textures? I really hope not. I don't think it did, though. It shouldn't. Oh boy, it's... Alright, it's not really any better. Width uses this. I am going to assume that if I comment out this code and I do this, then it'll work. Minecraft -1, yes. First, there's a block IDs getting messed up and rolling over onto each other. There's a lot of issues right now. Maybe this will... Alright, I fixed the texture issue. I will fix it properly in a bit. For right now, the lighting is also just not working at all. Like, that's not what this should look like. The entire chunk just gets lit up. This is not correct. It does kind of work. I know how to fix it. Go into the code and fix it. That is a good idea. I should probably try that at some point. I'm kind of curious about why this is breaking, but I might just fix it after the stream because it might be it might be really annoying. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm gonna figure this out on my own, I think, because it's just gonna be really boring for you guys, I think, to try and fix it. So we'll just leave it like this. It's fine. Not a big deal. We'll go back to this. So we are doing light level minus, right? We're using this next level, or next light level value. It shouldn't be because of the chunk times chunk times chunk thing. Alright, so... Right now it's kind of acting like I don't have this minus here. Oh wait, never mind. I know why it doesn't work, because I'm a freaking idiot. I just... I did minus. I should have done -1. Holy crap. Guys, I'm actually a moron. Look. Yo, it actually... Like, it works, guys. Like, it's actually straight up working. Minus decrements the light level, but it does it afterwards. Or when you put it afterwards, it does it after you set it. So it's just setting it to the light value. Dude. Like, it actually looks good. Like, it looks like Minecraft lighting. Well, it looks like beta Minecraft lighting, I should say. That's kind of sick. But yeah, the minus will decrement it. Oh, I should probably full screen it. I forgot to do that. Yeah, it would. So, for those of you who have been asking who don't know, minus will lower the light level by 1, but if you have it afterwards like this, it's going to lower it after it sets this next light level value, effectively setting the next light value to the exact same value that is currently in emission.light level, which means it never actually changes. Now, I could put this beforehand, and then it will reduce, or it will decrement this light value before doing this, but there's no point in doing that. That's just extra math because we're never using that value again. If I do this, it just simply does light level -1 and sets that to next light level. I do plan to add color lighting. And now make it smooth? Not quite yet. We have to, so you saw it working, and I'm sure you also saw the major problem with it. And that is that it does not extend past the chunk borders. At all. Not even a little bit. So like this thing does not apply to any of these blocks next to it. And neither does this. Because, yeah. You can easily tell the problem from this. Like if I get rid of all of this, yeah. This makes the problem very clear. It doesn't actually calculate the light level of any of the chunks next to it. Only the chunk that's in. So this chunk is entirely air. So it's not going to do anything. So, inner chunk lighting is the next thing. And since it only took me an hour to get this working, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, it does not... well, yeah, it's just chunk borders. It does not extend past chunk borders. Sunlight is actually going to be a big pain because I chose to do 3D voxels, or 3D chunks, I mean. Cubic chunks make lighting a pain. A pain. I'm actually currently in college. But, like, look, if you just ignore the fact that it doesn't work between chunks, like, it looks pretty good. I'm actually happy with this. I like it. It's kind of neat. I don't know how teardown does voxel lighting. Does it look off? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, let's see here. So things are gonna get a lot more complicated when I go to do interchunk lighting. Hi, Sleepy Mushroom. Okay, so here's a big problem. First of all, our chunk data currently cannot get anything from nearby chunk data. So it's going to suddenly need to have, like, references to, what is it, like 20, I guess 26 other chunk datas. So that's a big problem. And that is... Whoops. That's going to make life so much more difficult. It's going to make this, like, actually a huge pain. Like, beyond that, it's actually pretty decent. Yeah, so we need to pass 26 different chunk datas into this chunk data in order to calculate its lighting. And that's not going to be very fun. First of all, let's do this. Okay, let's get the light emitters. Because that's kind of like step one, right? So after we set the, or before we set the value, we want to get the old value. So block ID old value is equal to, oh, wait. Yeah, is equal to, wait, can I just get the index? Hold on. Int I is equal to index of x, y, z. We can get the value there, and then we can set the value. We can say if old value, or oh, what the heck? This is gonna suck. We need to get a reference to block registry. And also all of these should be private. This is basically just a class at this point. It would need 26 because it needs to get the ones in the corners too. And this is open source currently. I think I'm doing soft shadows. Yeah, that could be kind of cool. I might do it at some point. I don't know yet. Favorite VS Code extension? I have no idea. Alright, block registry. So we're gonna actually do that instead of a constructor, I guess. Chunk data. Block registry is equal to block registry get instance. And then in here we can say if block registry dot get block old value dot light emitter, then we can say light emitters dot erase shoot. I forget how to do this. You have to do erase, and then you have to pass in removing array, removing elements by value. To do light emitters dot begin dot end, and then what? To do std remove. Hold on. Value being XYZ. Are you gonna remake Minecraft in? No, I'm not gonna remake Minecraft in assembly. That would be crazy. NeoVim's pretty cool. I like NeoVim. What's your? I have like no opinion on Godot because I have barely used it. I tried it for like 10 minutes, and I don't think I did it right because it deleted my entire project, and that is the only experience I have in Godot. I saved a code file, and then literally everything in my entire project got deleted after that, and I was like, whatever, I'll figure it out later. Alright, it still doesn't think... Wait. Oh, never mind. Okay. This is IVEC 3. Am I doing this wrong? Favorite non-C language has got to be C#. Mostly just because I have the most experience with it, though. IVEC 3 XYZ. Yeah, I never touched it again after that. Okay, that works. Alright, so then after it does this, then we can say if value, or if block registry dot get block value dot light emitter, then we can push back XYZ. Perfect. All right, perfect. So That should work. So now we should have all of the light emitters, and we don't have to do this garbage. We can just say for auto E or I in emitter and light emitters, and then we can just say emitter.x, emitter.y, and emitter.z. Wait. Shoot. So first, first we have to do block registry.getBlock. And then we have to do emitter.x. Int light level is equal to this, and then, oh, and I also need to do get this, and then we can say dot light level. And then we can push this with light level. Okay, this should function now, maybe, hopefully. Are you ever going to add survival mode? Yes. Survival mode will be added, and it's broken. Yippee. What do you mean? It literally gets... Dude, you're being stupid. Yeah, wait, what? Get. This gets us a block ID. I am just using GLFW and GLAD for rendering, and then I have kind of my own abstractions of that. Alright, what? Why is this having a stroke? Oh boy. Does block registry use chunk data or something? I'm so confused. Oh, it does. Why? What use could it possibly have for chunk data? It doesn't. Why am I including chunk data then? You've got to be kidding me. Stop. No, stop breaking. Brother. I got rid of this. Okay. Does block also include chunk data? No. I have heard of that language. I don't necessarily intend to add most of Minecraft's features. After a certain point, I'm going to pivot to my own game. Alright, why are you not working? So block does not include block registry, and block registry does not include a whole lot. So I'm getting a lot of errors, but I can't really see any of the errors. Get block no overloaded function. Recursive inputs. That's what I'm trying to see. Does this thing never end up including chunk data? It does. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. Stop. Get out of here. Okay. Cannot open program database? Yeah. Because it's already trying to build. Yeah, the problem with making my own game is I have to make assets and stuff. Right. Wow, it's really just totally broken now, huh? Cool. Shoot. That's not good. Why is it doing that? No. Just delete. See, this error wants me to delete the build folder. Or do some weird stuff. But I can't do that because that'll delete all of the code that I've been working on. See ya, James is here. See ya, how to boss. Alright, Alright, I think I'm just gonna say work in progress, lighting, commit that, so I don't lose all of that. And then I don't think I made any changes to this, but I might have. So now I shouldn't lose all of my code, hopefully. Maybe. Bye, Garrett. I did well. Sleep thread. Oh, everything is gonna break when I do this, huh? Uh-oh. Okay. Guys, this is not gonna go well. Oh. Why is this still here? Get out of here. Oh, come on. Been watching your quota videos? Thank you, Talking While. I'm glad that you're enjoying them. Why is it not working? Brother, please. Like, I did it. Everything's good. Alright, I'm just gonna do this then. What is it open in? What is it open in? It's not open. Stop being an idiot. Delete it. Guys, it's totally broken. I broke everything relating to CMake and just everything. Oh well, I'll figure it out. Oh, nice. Maybe it'll work at some point. Who knows? Well, now it's reconfiguring everything, so maybe it'll actually function this time. Never mind, it failed. What is even... Yeah, it failed because it, like, for some reason it just... I don't get it. I might have to, like, straight up restart my computer to do this. I don't know. Which would suck because I'm streaming. Invalidate and reload. Yeah, it's busy. Okay, I actually just... Something about this, it just doesn't want to delete it. I don't have it open in anything. It just doesn't want to. Well, I was never planning on doing the intertrunk lighting this stream anyway. I tried that too. I can try it again. No, it's just saying that it's open in another program. I don't know why it's doing that. That's really annoying. Why are you open? Or like, it doesn't tell me what program it's open in. Stop doing that. What are you even opening? I did it. Okay. I fixed it. We can finally do this again. It is all VS Code's fault, by the way. So, thank VS Code for that. What was going on? For some reason, Windows just wouldn't let me delete this file because it was open in another program. Couldn't figure out what it was. Turns out it was freaking VS Code. Spitfire Labs, yeah. Yeah, I used to do some music, or I used to try to do some music in FL Studio. I was never good at it though. Too much night. Alright. Looks like it's finally attempting to work. Alright, let's see. Does it run? I don't know. It's gonna take a few minutes to run. It's gotta build all of the dependencies. And waveform 13. Nice. Dude, why do you even... Stop. Get out of here. In the top 3 fans. Nice. And it broke. Fantastic. It broke so many times. And I don't even know why. So again, it's acting like I have some sort of weird issue in here, but I don't. Or shouldn't. Get block. Get block. Block. Oh, never mind. I understand now. Hi, Malzarka. How's it going? How long did it take you to learn C++? I don't know. I just kind of keep learning it over time. Alright, so the problem is that block ID is defined in chunk data, and I can't do that, so I'm just going to define it somewhere else. Chunk defines.h. If I go to chunk data, and I put this in here, and I do pragma once, and I include that. And then in here, we include that file, and we also include it in here. Now everything should work. Every chunk here is just another chunk of soul being ripped off. Yes. No uniforms file? It's a uniforms file. I don't actually know what that is. Okay. Does it run? Sort of. It almost wants to work. And then it gets an invalid block ID of -842150451, which is not quite in bounds of 0 to 5. That's okay. I don't know quite why it's doing that, though. So it's trying to get a block ID. Why did this break everything? I don't understand. Does it break everything here? Like if I just... Oh wait, I can see the stack trace, I guess. Where is it? Where are things being broken? Block registry, get block, old value. Inside of chunk data, inside of set. Okay. That's kind of weird. I don't know why this is happening. So it's getting an invalid block ID, and this is running from here. Out of range and invalid block ID. It's coming from here, which we are attempting to set this and getting the block from the old value, which is Voxel's I, which if we look in here, this is all junk data. Oops, why is it junk data? I don't know. Oh wait, no, because this is all... Okay, never mind. I know why. Let's just start by clearing it. I'm recruiting a whole multi-million-dollar game and we on a side quest about some random dude's profile picture. Oh yes. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in the chat right now. I don't really want to know. Okay. It still works. Good stuff. So now we've made it more efficient, which is pretty cool. And it still works just about like how it should, which is good. And yeah, okay, that's cool. I'm gonna have to think a lot about how I want to do inner trunk lighting. So as much as I hate to end the stream early, I think I might do that because I don't really have anything else to really work on right now. The chunk volume is 32 by 32 by 32, and they're cubic chunks, so I think they're technically smaller than Minecraft's chunks right now. Hold on. Here, I'll put the music on. Alright, yeah, I don't really know. Because, like, there's not really anything else easy I can work on. I think a lot of things I need to think about it. But look. Boop. Dude, look at it. We got lighting on this mountain. Are Minecraft chunks still split into multiple vertical subchunks? I have no idea. Can you show us the clip of the garlands, of the farlands, I'm guessing? Sure. I have it somewhere. I just need to find it. This is from somebody else. I can post a link in chat then. Ah. What is happening? There, that's the link to the person's video. Okay. We're in an incognito tab. Let's go. So he did a lot of stuff here, and then eventually came across this whole thing, where it starts to break down. Oh wait, whoops, sorry, my bad. I had this. Okay. So it gets to this point where it starts to break down quite a bit. And then he gets to, yeah, still just kind of being wonky. And then it gets to here where it just totally breaks. Thank you, Warehouser. So those are apparently the farlands in my game. The Blue Whisper found this. You walked in the 4th dimension. Floating point hell. Yeah, pretty much. Alright. Back to Minecraft. Whoops. Ah. Well, overall, I'm pretty happy with the progress we made today, though. We did that a lot quicker than I expected, which is why I'm cutting the stream short, because I don't really have anything else to do. I really thought this was going to take the full 2 hours. Alright, well, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching the stream. I'm gonna end it because I don't have anything else to work on. Smooth lighting, yeah, so there's a lot of things that, like, I need to actually research first, and doing that on stream is just not a good idea, because I struggle to try and really think about things on stream because my attention is just split between too many things. So I tend to have a plan beforehand that I then execute, but I can't really do that. But I already went through everything that I had planned, so I'd just be shooting in the dark and it probably just wouldn't go very well. But we could test this. Thank you, Talking Wall. When is next stream? I don't know yet. Alright, so now we have ambient lighting, so that's not pitch black. Beautiful. Could you also have the blocks update? Yeah, so the lighting, I'm gonna do lighting in between chunks as well pretty soon. But that's another thing that I want to think about more.
You should
so
add penguin face block.
A little bit better. Penguin face block? True, there you go. Thanks for the don't know white flare. Add a penguin face block. Alright. But yeah, thank you all for watching the stream. And I guess I'll see you all next time. And I'll probably, I don't know when I'm going to stream yet, but we'll see. Bye, Shakeable Quill. Bye, Blue Ice. Bye. Bye, Vivian. Bye, Nidix. Bye, Kyo Plays. Bye, Warehouser. Bye, Talking Wall. Bye, Miles. Bye, Snow Dragon. See you, Niders. Have an excellent day, you too, Snow Dragon. Bye, White Flare. Good luck, thank you. See ya, Thumbs Up, mate. See ya, Tim Rambo. Bye, guys.